On the corner of a noisy street, beside passing shoes and rushing footsteps, sat a beggar no one bothered to see. His clothes were torn, his hands trembled, and his eyes had forgotten how to dream. People called him weak. They called him unlucky. Some didn't even call him human. One day, a stranger stopped in front of him and said something that would change everything. "If your life could change today, would you even believe it?" The beggar gave a tired laugh. "People like me don't change," he muttered. "We just exist." The stranger looked at him and replied quietly, "The only prison you're in is the one inside your mind." Then he placed a small loaf of bread beside the beggar and said, "Tomorrow, come to the tea shop near the old banyan tree. If you're ready to try, not beg." And just like that, he walked away. That night, the beggar, whose name was Rafik, did not sleep thinking about hunger. For the first time in years, he slept thinking about a single dangerous word: hope. When dawn arrived, fear tried to stop him. What if they laugh at me? What if I fail? What if this is just another disappointment? But something inside whispered louder. What if this is your only chance to rise? And so, shaking but determined, Rafik stood up. At the tea shop, the stranger handed him a broom. "Clean the floor," he said, "not like a servant, like a man who respects his work." Rafik obeyed, slowly, carefully. Every sweep of the broom felt heavy, but with every movement, something inside him felt lighter. When he finished, his back ached, but his heart felt strangely full. "Come back tomorrow," the stranger said. And so he did. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Rafik swept floors, washed cups, carried supplies, and served customers. His hands grew rough, but his spirit grew strong. The man who once begged on the street now walked with purpose in his steps. One evening, as the shop closed, Rafik finally asked, "Why did you help me when no one else did?" The stranger replied, "Because you were never truly poor. You were just convinced you were." Those words echoed deep inside him. 1 year passed, the tea shop expanded, and the stranger placed Rafik in charge. With the money he saved, Rafik rented a small corner and opened his own stall. He named it New Dawn. The same people who once ignored him now stood in line for his tea. "Isn't he the beggar from the street?" they whispered. Rafik only smiled, knowing the truth mattered more than their words. He remembered the days he believed his life was over. He remembered how small he once felt, and he finally understood he was never trapped by poverty. He was trapped by the story he told himself. The moment he changed that story, his life followed. Years later, children from the neighborhood would gather around him and ask, "Uncle Rafik, how did you become successful?" He would point to the same street where he once begged and say, "I sat there for years waiting for a miracle. But the day I chose to stand up, even when my legs trembled, my miracle began." He would look into their curious eyes and continue, "Listen carefully. Your situation is not your destiny. Your struggle is not your identity. And your past does not control your future." The children listened in silence as he finished with a gentle smile. A beggar changes his life, not when money falls into his hands, but when courage rises in his heart. Not when the world pities him, but when he believes he deserves more. Rafik's life had not been transformed by magic. It was transformed by mindset. A single decision, a single step, a single belief, and his story became proof that even the lowest soul can rise, not by chance, but by choice. So if you feel stuck, if life has pushed you down, if you think your dreams are too far away, remember Rafik, because the day you change your mindset is the day your entire life begins to change.